Hello, my name is Hermione and I'm a 7S, soon to be 8S, and I've come out on a Saturday in this dreary weather to come and say hello to you from Newstead. Soon you'll be recognising these gates as you run up to them every single day in September and longer. I hope this induction day video helps you understand what it's like to be a Year 7 pupil, and I hope that your Year 7 is as great as mine has been.
Hello fellow Year 7s. Once the first bell rings at 8:25, you have to go up to your form rooms and get your things for first and second period. Then phones have to be down at 8:30. It's a pretty simple rule, right? When your form tutor comes at 8:35, they'll take registration and read the daily notices. Then they might not read the daily notices, but you can always read them at reception, main reception. Once the bell rings, at 8:45, take your stuff and you go to first and second period. I've just arrived in first period, which is science, and at the beginning of the year you'll be learning about cells. I remember doing cells, I actually really enjoyed it. So you'll learn about what the properties of a animal cell and a plant cell are, and about specialised cells, and we even got to look at some cheek cells. I'm not sure if you're going to do that, but that was really fun. I bet you'll do that. But I really enjoy science generally. It's a really fun subject and I think you'll enjoy it too. And now you must go to maths. Just arrived in maths, which is second period, and I think at the beginning of the year we did algebra, and at the beginning of the year when I joined I did not know anything about algebra, but Newstead makes it so easy to learn and you can always ask for help, and that's what I really like about this school. And honestly now I know how to simplify equations. That's pretty cool. But after the next bell rings at the end of period 2, it's break time. So you can go and get a snack, or you can well, you have to get your stuff for third and fourth period, but you might have like a conversation with teachers or something, or might have to do something for sports or do extra work like I did, but it's really up to your choice how you spend your break. And that's on break. Okay, I think that's the bell, so now it's third and fourth period. It just started raining outside, so I can't film that, but pretty much at the beginning of the year you'll be doing netball and gymnastics. I enjoy both of those sports, I'm sure you will too, because they're really fun. But for anyone who's maybe not as keen on PE as others, you're going to love it here, because I know that loads of people in my class, they didn't really like sports, and now they're like an aspiring Dean or Asher Smith. But pretty much, I don't know what's after me, so I'll check my planner that I wrote my schedule into and go to the next lesson. So, at Newstead we have loads of lunchtime clubs to choose from. We have netball, we have badminton, we have drama club, we have athletics in the summer, we have trampolining, we have football, we have recreational netball, which is for people who don't want to do it in a team but still want to play netball. You get the gist. We've got a big variety basically. I do netball, football, drama and trampolining, so I've got a pretty busy week, but it's really fun because I'm on the netball B team, and yes, you do have to get changed really quickly in order to have lunch and get into your PE kit, but it's worth it because it's so fun playing a sport for your school, and generally it feels like it's kind of a sense of accomplishment, if you know what I mean. But generally, clubs are really fun, so I wouldn't advise taking 4 because then it gets really stressful and things overlap and then it gets messy, but I say take 1 or 2 to begin with, and if your friends are joining clubs, don't follow them. I mean, if you want to, or if you have the same interests, sure, but don't do it just because they're your friends, because you can make new friends at loads of different clubs, and I'm friends with a lot of Year 8s, soon to be Year 9s, because of football club. So yeah, enjoy yourself.
Hello again. I am back just to talk a little bit more to you about the different subjects that we may or may not do in the afternoon. So let's get in with it, shall we? The first lesson I'm going to talk to you about is English. So in English, we do both English literature and English language. For English literature, we learn about William Shakespeare, and in our class, we studied Midsummer Night's Dream as the same as some other classes, and then some different classes did The Tempest, so slightly different there. And we also did a little bit about war poetry. We studied some famous war poets you may or may not have heard of, and all the poetry that we studied wasn't just from one battle or war, it was from lots of different conflicts throughout history. And this year it coincided with VE Day. It was, the 75th anniversary. So that was really interesting because I felt like we'd learnt so much more about what it would have been like for them through these poems. And then for our English language, at the start of Year 7, we had a topic about how English as a language has evolved through the different centuries we've been using it. And English we have 3 days a week, which is like one of the maximum amounts of times we have a subject each week. And this means that we really know our teachers quite well. They know our writing style, they know our strengths and weaknesses, so it means you can really improve. And I also wanted, I don't know whether Lily's talked about it or not, but Carnegie Club was it's an English club, and it was run by my English teacher, Miss Lau, and it's really interesting because you discuss different books and whether they're going to win this award, the Carnegie Medal. You'll learn more about that when it comes around to it. But anyway, I have the shortlisted books up there, and the winner this year is the book on the far right called Lark. So next we are going on to Design and Technology, or DT. So DT in primary school you usually think arts and crafts type things, but in secondary school it's an explosion of different topics. It's such a range to what you do. You could be doing food preparation and nutrition, you could be doing product analysis and design, maybe some engineering. There's so many different things you do. And what's also really interesting about it is the different equipment you use. You might be using a kitchen, you might be using a 3D printer, a line bender, which is also called a strip heater, or maybe a laser cutter. So that is really fun to find out what they do, how we can use them, and what we use them for. Another thing about DT is that it's also the only subject that you're not with your whole form for. You'll have some people from your form, but also some people from 2 different forms. And you, for different topics, you move to the different classrooms. So have food tech in one classroom and engineering in the engineering suite. So, and then the different teachers will be doing their different topics. Now we're on to drama. So in drama, I think generally on a weekly basis, what we'd be doing is looking at different terms and techniques in drama and learning how we can use them properly when we're doing some improvisation or looking at a script. So talking about scripts, we've used quite a few scripts, such as the theatrical version of The Wind in the Willows, a little bit of Midsummer Night's Dream, and that was really interesting because we're developing these characters from one lesson into another. And then we would of course perform in the front of the class. Okay, so you may wonder what this picture is meaning, but I wanted to talk to you about my favourite part of drama, which may not be part of the lessons, but it's definitely the most exciting, and that is the production, the annual production which we perform at Christmas time. And I did it this year as a year 7, and I had no idea what it was going to be like, and I can tell you it's one of the best things I did. So I really encourage you to kind of throw yourself in there. It doesn't matter if you're singing by yourself to someone else as an audition. It doesn't matter if you don't know if your friends are going or not, because it was a really great experience. I think one of the main things I liked about it was that the older students were so encouraging and friendly, and you definitely didn't feel like you couldn't approach them for something. Like, the head girl would be doing your makeup while one of the lead roles would you be helping her pin her hair with the stylist. So everyone was very much helping each other. And also what was quite nice is that they knew your name, which, I mean, may not seem like a big thing, but then when you get to secondary school it really is. So the older kids knowing you is it's quite nice. And another thing I want to talk about is the costumes. So even if, like me, you're just a chorus backing person, not very big role, we still got given costumes, and we still had our makeup done, and we still had our hair done, and it was really exciting, and it was just, yeah, it was really cool. And I just wanted to say also that even if you don't feel like doing it because you don't want to sing or dance or act, we had an amazing orchestra. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's like a 20-30 piece orchestra, and they really made the production so much better. Every single song, they were the ones making the music. And I know I've been talking a lot about last year's production, and so I just wanted to say it was Hairspray. If you want to go and have a look at film or musical production, I'd really advise you to, because the songs are great. I love doing it. Okay, so the next part I'm going to be doing now is some kind of faces you should know and like a little bit about them. So the first person is Mr. Blount. So as you probably know already, he's the head teacher, and he may seem a little bit scary because he's quite tall, but I think the best thing to do around him is to say, make sure you're not scruffy at all, you're wearing your blazer in the corridor, and then go and say hi as you're passing, and all good. The next person is, I'm specifically pointing out to the person in red, and she is Holly, who is our head girl. So with how we do the head student votes, so it's not right at the start of the year. We do it more of a third or half of the way through. So it means that the head girl partly from last year comes over to this year, and that's Holly. And Holly, so when you join, she'll be in year 13, and usually if you'll see her around, she's usually the one wearing the really bright clothes, you'll be able to see her. And also she does a debating club, which I've done throughout the whole of year 7 and really enjoyed. And so from that, I know she's really, really kind and nice. So she's a really good head girl. And the next person, I may have stolen this from her video to you from the year 7 new parents evening, but this is Mrs. Howells. She is wonderful. She's so nice. As you probably know already, she's the head of year 7. She teaches, this year she's taught food tech to us. So we'd be having her twice a week for that. And then she also teaches foundation studies, which I know in year 7, when we first got our timetables, no one had no idea what it was. Everyone was so confused. But for future reference, foundation studies is basically PSHE. So she teaches that. And I think she's like that teacher you can go to if you've got something worrying you. Go and speak to her. She'll be able to sort it out. She's so nice, so friendly, so approachable. And on to the last person. I don't know if you can spot where I am, but it's me. I am the person who has no idea the photo's being taken, and the person in the blue with the plaques going down. So I think this was taken from my year 7 induction day, when I was just as worried and unsure as you. I think we were having a maths lesson. Yeah, from the classroom we're in, that was a maths lesson we were having, and because we'll be having some different tasters. I don't know whether you've already had them yet because I don't know what order it's going to be in. But yes, this was us having our maths taster lesson. I think we also did art, so art, maths, and I can't quite remember what else we did. But that's me. I don't know whether I look different, very different at all or not, but I just wanted to give you one key message from me to you, talking about my experience of induction day, and that is just throw yourself in there, because it may seem the easiest thing now to kind of not talk to anybody or not get in contact with anybody at all. But I think if you can try, and I know it's tough times at the moment trying to get in contact with people, but get in contact with as many people as you can, because then that means that when you come to actually starting Newstead, it means you'll have so many more friends or so many people that you feel like you can go to if you have something, people that you know you can go and sit and have lunch with. So I think that's the really key points that I want to get across, is that talk to as many people, make friends with as many people as possible, and be as sociable as possible, because it will really help you in the long run. So I think Lily is now going to do a conclusion to just say goodbye to you guys. So bye from me. I hope you have a brilliant induction day, and hopefully I'll be seeing some of you around school and some of you as my buddies. Bye!
And that's basically us on Newstead. It's an amazing school, trust me. I'm really happy there, and I'm sure you will be too. And it's so easy to settle in, and the school's a lot smaller than you think. And after a few weeks, you'll be able to navigate your way around like pros. But keep a map with you, because I actually photocopied the map I got on induction day. It helped a lot. That's my advice. But if you get lost, we all have been there, literally all of us. On the first day we got lost, and the classroom turned out to be right next to the one that we were previously in. But anyways, you'll be fine there. That's all I really have to say. Don't be worried, because everyone there is so friendly, and don't feel like you can't ask for help. Like, just ask a student. And I guess that's it. Bye!